Welcome everybody to Motherwell South Parish Church. It's lovely to see you all, and some good news this week because the Kirk session of Motherwell South has decided that the time has come to return to Sunday morning worship. We're going to do that on the 22nd of August, Sunday the 22nd at 11 a.m, and you are welcome to come to church. Now, I'm going to give you a guided tour of the church in just a moment because we're going to change the look of the church. We need to create more space in our church so that we are taking an awareness and a level of seriousness with the virus, which is still at large. So we have to ensure your safety when you come into this place. Before I give you a tour, I'm asking you a favour. I'm asking you to bear with us for the first couple of weeks because we are going to try things out. We are going to test different seating. We're going to try different things within the worship as well, just to get people used to the way that church is probably going to have to be for a little while. So, patience is the word. Bear with us as we try new things. Now, let me give you a guided tour of the church so you know what you might expect when you come along on a Sunday morning. Now, this is what the church might look like on our first Sunday back, but I think we're probably going to play about with the seating for the first couple of weeks and try out some different things. But you'll see with this seating plan, we have increased the space and reduced the number of seats in the church. So if we start over at what would be the Gavin Street side, that's what we're looking at just now. That door at the back is the door most of you would come in from the cafe, and you would walk down that aisle. And over there we have rows of 2 seats and 1 single seat, all the way down that side. Now you'll see that we then have on the other side of the aisle down here rows of 2 seats going all the way back. And we've then created another aisle. And in what used to be the centre section, we no longer have these long rows of 12 seats that we had before, but rather we have rows of 4 seats. And somewhere in the middle of that centre section, we have created another aisle. And on that side of the aisle, we have created rows of 3 seats. And if I take you right over to the car park side of the church, some of you would have used that door there at the back of the church to come into. But over here, again, we've dispensed with those rows of 5 chairs, and we've gone again for 2 seats and a single. So there's a lot more space in this new look sanctuary. Unfortunately, it also means that we've had to reduce the capacity. So the capacity presently is 97. Now if we have more than 97 people turning up to a service, we will be using the cafe area out here. It will act as an overflow facility. These doors that I'm showing you just now, they're closed presently, but on a Sunday these doors will be wide open. And we will have 24 seats out in our cafe area as an overflow. Now, one other thing, of course, there is the possibility that not only do we fill the sanctuary, but we also fill those 20 or so seats in the cafe. What happens then? We do not want to turn people away at the door. And so, with some technical expertise, we are providing seating in the sports hall. Now, obviously, I cannot be in 2 places at one time, but what will happen is we're going to run some cables up to the sports hall. We'll have some television screens up there, and you'll be able to sit in the hall and actually watch the service as it happens and hear everything that is happening. Now, a few other things that we might need to bear in mind. First of all, we have to wear face coverings during the entire service, including, unfortunately, when we sing. Secondly, there will be hand gel available throughout the church. Thirdly, track and trace will continue to be available for those who wish to take part in that. Fourthly, there will be a safe entry and exit system. Don't worry about it, we'll explain it to you when you actually come along to church. Next, the windows will be open during the service. And last up, the kids. The kids won't actually come into church for the time being. They're going to go straight into Catch, Crawl and Climb. Now that starts at 10:45 and that is in the Unity Hall. Now, you might be thinking this all sounds a bit cumbersome and heavy-handed. Unfortunately, that's the way it has to be to begin with. There is still a pandemic. There are still, on average, 1,500 cases a day just now in Scotland of COVID-19. We therefore have a duty of care towards our congregation, and the Scottish Government and the Church of Scotland have made it very clear to us that that duty of care continues even if we have now exited level 0 restrictions. A church that fails to care for its congregation is not following in the example of its Saviour Jesus. So that's really what is our benchmark just now. And once again, I'm asking the congregation, we do need a bit of patience, we do need a bit of flexibility from you for the first few weeks. There are a lot of people working very hard in the background, trying to ensure that we do this in a way that ensures your safety and your comfort. It might just take us a wee while to get used to the new way of doing things. And the good thing, things are getting better. I look forward to seeing you all on the 22nd of August.